Hello, this is Barry. You're watching Barry and the PI. Today I wanted to talk about one of the reasons why I did want to move here, and that's the diversity of its wildlife and insect life and other forms of science. Uh, It's got a lot of volcanoes here. We've got a lot of sedimentary rocks here too, and we've got a lot of caves. And each of these have particular critters living in them that I like to see. Now, like my last video at the end, I put in one of these critters that ended up at my house, and it was a lizard with a very long tail, a reddish brown head, and it's pretty interesting. I'm still trying to figure out which one it is, but I think it's a member of the chameleon family. We have several varieties of chameleons here in the Philippines. But from snakes to other reptiles to monkeys and just a huge variety of birds that come through here. One I'm particularly care about is the Philippine Eagle, beautiful bird that still some around, fortunately, but it's an endangered species, and there are other endangered species here too. Several different kinds of bird species. One that just migrates here from, I think, up in Russia or some place along the East Asian coast. And I'll try to do some more, if I can figure out how to edit this stuff and put in pictures. I'm sorry for my poor ability in doing that. My last video with Brian, one of my Kuyas, he edited it and put everything together nicely, and but he's not always available. He has jobs in other places, so I'll use him when I can. But the Philippines just amazing kinds of animals here. And as the human population is growing, it's forcing out a lot of these critters. The Philippines does have one of the highest birth rates in the world, mostly due to lack of family planning and contraceptives. That's something that the Philippine government's been trying to deal with. The Catholic Church always opposes it. So that's causing a strain upon biodiversity of the Philippines. When there are a lot of poor people here, and they tend to have a lot of children, and jobs aren't always available, and they're low-paying jobs mostly. What they end up doing in some of the provinces is that this forces them to pack up and move their family into undeveloped areas where they clear the the fields, land by slashing and burning. It's called swidden agriculture. And in our rainforest environment, that's probably the worst thing you can do. You can clear the land and it'll grow for a short while, and then what used to be rainforest, uh, it becomes very hard and lacks the nutrients in it. So that land doesn't last very long. And then it gets to where you can't plant anything on it without requiring huge amounts of fertilizer and stuff. And so they end up clearing off another piece of land. Same way, same thing happens. And the rainforest doesn't come and recover from that very well. So those are some problems that we have here. I'm an archaeologist and anthropologist, and I've studied many ethnic groups that had the same problems throughout the tropical world. But don't let that stop you from getting out and seeing some of these lovely critters that we have around here. Now, as I say, I've got a lot of critters end up on my land and in my yard, which I don't mind. Lily doesn't like it. She gets all upset when she starts seeing it and starts barking and focusing on one thing. And I got up one morning the other day and asked my wife, Magda, why is Lily out there barking so much? So she went out and she said, oh, it's a lizard. And she took a video of it. Fortunately, I've been working on her not automatically killing stuff that gets in our yard. I don't mind her killing her rats and mice, but don't kill my snakes and don't kill my lizards. So she didn't, and when she filmed it, it shooted it into the other yard over there. So we might see it back again. I hope so. But we've had 2 snakes. The first snake was a small snake, about that long, and I didn't know what kind it was, but I went and looked it up. It's pretty easy to find. It was a Philippine shrub snake, and that was where Lily found it on one of our shrubs out front. And unfortunately, they dispatched it. The second one was out here in the back, and that was a very long snake, real long. And I looked it up, and it was a Malayan banded coral snake. And it's poisonous, but it's a very, you'd almost have to step on or pick it up for it to bite you. It usually just wants to get away from you. And we do have king cobras and spitting cobras here in the Philippines. Now, I don't want to mess with those. I don't think there's any around here. At least I haven't seen or heard of any being around here. But we do have these tree vipers, a yellow and a green tree viper, that do live here. And usually the workers do just kill them. Uh, I've tried to teach them not to kill these snakes. The snakes are beneficial, and they don't want to bite you. But they're warning you when you get too close that they're there, and you need to back off. Uh, when people don't back off, that's when they get bit. Uh, a snake doesn't, when a poisonous, venomous snake doesn't want to bite you, doesn't want to waste that venom on something that he's not going to be able to eat. Usually, if you just give them their space, they'll crawl on away from you. But people tend to just automatically take a bolo, and that's resulted in an increase in the number of rats in areas, in more urban areas. But they're not intending to kill you. It just wants you to get back away and let it go on about its business, or looking for a rat or a mouse to eat. So need more education in the schools about snakes, and not equate all reptiles as being a danger to you. Most of them are not dangerous to you at all. So if you run across any of these snakes, just leave them alone and give them a chance to slither on off into the jungle. And they'll stick around and keep the rat population down. As I say, we're having houses built. Got one right over there. It's getting close to being finished. And this disturbs the environment, and critters are looking to move away and find more jungle to live in, and that's a problem. But that's why I've tried to maintain as much of the natural environment as I can in my yard and still have it look nice. And I don't mind snakes coming in. I just want them to decide to leave. So if you're walking around, you got to keep a lookout for them. Tree vipers are usually in the up high, and they're no threat to you if you don't approach them. So that's it. It started to rumble here, and it looks like we've got the thunderstorms moving in. Lily's right under my feet, shaking like hell. She does not like the thunder and rains, and a lot of dogs can't take that. So that's what I got to say. Save a snake, kill a rat. So I hope we all enjoyed this, my ranting around and talking about the biodiversity here. It's really amazing to get out into the wilderness areas and see what's there. So y'all have a great day. It has been hot this last week or so. You can see there's no wind. Let me turn this around. There's no wind out here. and I think it's in the 80s, high 80s. So I haven't turned on the air conditioner yet. I got the fan and the ceiling fan on me, but I'm inside, and I'll go and sit outside now and wait for the wind to start blowing, a little breeze. So take care of yourselves, take care of your family, take care of your pets, and help your neighbors when you can. And I'll be back again, hopefully tomorrow. I just need to learn how to edit these damn things. So I'm trying, and I'm trying to put together a video about some of the most dangerous snakes here in the Philippines. And maybe I can get it out. Depends on how my kuya is when he's gonna get a little time off. All right, so take care, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.